Sai Ram. Welcome to Shri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes. Let's Learn English series with Mrs. Kalpana Heblekar. So today we are going to see the use of shall in sentences. Okay. All this time we saw the use of will. Okay. Now we will see the use of shall in sentences. This is part 1 of the lesson. Use of shall in sentences. Situations where shall is used. Okay. So now we did the 6 situations where will be used. Now we will see the situations where shall will be used. Okay. In olden days, shall was used as an alternative to will. But in the modern English, we prefer will to shall for affirmative and negative sentences. Very clear to understand? Yes, I'll read again. In the olden days, shall was used as an alternative to will. But in modern English, we prefer will to shall for affirmative and negative sentences. Okay? But in British English, we still use shall to form questions with I and we. Okay? But in British English, we still use shall to form questions with I and we. I'll read out again. In the olden days, shall was used as an alternative to will. But in modern English, we prefer will to shall for affirmative and negative sentences. But in British English, we still use shall to form questions with I and we. It's clear? Yes. The sentences with shall is formed in the same way as will. Singular and plural. Okay. I shall help. We shall help. You shall help. You shall help. Okay. You is in singular also same and plural also same. He, she, it shall help. They shall help. Okay. So now use of shall in sentences. The negative form is created by adding not. Let us see. In the singular also and plural also. I shall not help. We shall not help. I shan't help. We shan't help. Okay. Now see, instead of saying shall not, you contract and say I shan't help, we shan't help. But wait, don't use it in your language. Let us see. You shall not help, you shall not help. You shan't help, you shan't help. He, she, it shall not help, they shall not help. He, she, it shan't help, they shan't help. Okay. Now note, I told you here, you please wait before you use. The contractions are used only in spoken English, not in written form. So whenever you are writing something, okay, you don't use this shan't help. Okay, you have to use I shall not help. When you are talking, I shan't help. You can say that. Okay. Not only shan't, you shan't help, he, she, it shan't help can be said only in spoken language, not in written. I hope it is clear. Yes. So now, use of shall in sentences. We need to invert the subject and shall to make questions form, though shall is used with only I and we. for second and third person will is used. Now see here carefully, I'll read again. We need to invert the subject and shall to make question form, though shall is used with only I and we. For second and third person will is used. Okay. Now singular and plural. Now let us see. Shall I help? Shall we help? Will you help? Will you help? Okay. Will he, she, it help? Will they help? Okay. So in the second and third person and third person, you have to use will. You can't use shall. But only in the first person you can use shall. Okay. We need to invert the subject and shall to make question form, though shall is used only with I and we. For second and third person will is used. Shall I help? Shall we help? Okay. Will you help? Will you help? Will he, she, it help? Will they help? Okay. Okay. Now let us see the spiritual knowledge for loud reading and handwriting practice. Spiritual knowledge for loud reading and handwriting practice. Only those who have the vision of oneness of the Atma in all beings can experience the truth of divinity, by Sri Madhusudan Sai. Okay. Only those who have the vision of oneness of the Atma in all beings can experience the truth of divinity. Okay. So this is said by Sri Madhusudan Sai. So all of you write carefully and with beautiful handwriting and see the correct spellings and share it with others, because it will be having an impact on their lives also. Okay. So thank you for sharing and visiting Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online services. Let's Learn English series. I pray to God to keep you happy, safe and prosperous in all your future endeavors. Thank you. Sai Ram.